34 million AI images are created every single day. Across creative industries, 99% of professionals are using generative AI in some capacity. We are generating assets at a scale that outpaces the adoption of personal computers and the early internet. For the individual sitting at a keyboard, this feels like an obvious upgrade. In a landmark 2024 study, researchers tracked writers who were given AI-generated story ideas. The AI-assisted writers produced stories that readers rated as more novel, more useful, and significantly better written. But this scatterplot illustrates a collective problem. While the individual quality of each writer's story went up, the collective diversity plummeted, a homogenization paradox. Wharton researchers found that while human-only groups produced 100% unique ideas, only 6% of AI-generated ideas were unique, and swapping out the technology doesn't fix it. A 2025 study tested 22 different language models and found that whether you use ChatGPT, Gemini, or Llama, the resulting creative outputs are practically identical. When we rely on these models to generate our final products, human culture begins to converge toward a statistical average. Individual output goes up, but we risk engineering a flat monoculture of imagination. To understand why this is happening, we have to look at how we build these systems. The dominant design philosophy in generative AI today is the oracle. You ask, and it answers. Systems like ChatGPT or Midjourney are built to take a simple prompt and deliver a single polished output. To make these oracles safe and accurate, developers use alignment training. They train the models to give the correct answer and avoid hallucinations. But making models mathematically correct actively strips away the messy exploration that creativity demands. To get a truly creative result, a system needs to get things wrong. Back in 1950, psychologist J.P. Guilford laid out how human ideas are actually formed. He distinguished between convergent thinking, which narrows possibilities to find one single correct answer, and divergent thinking, which generates many possible solutions and tolerates ambiguity. True creativity requires a continuous, iterative cycle between both. Creative thinking physically depends on a dynamic interaction between two different networks in your brain: the default mode network, which handles daydreaming, and the executive control network, which handles focused evaluation. Your brain alternates between dreaming and judging. This table shows data tracking the statistical link between deep immersion, often called flow conditions, and person-level happiness. When your brain is fluidly moving through that cognitive cycle, it triggers a deeply rewarding psychological state. But when a machine provides an immediate, perfect answer, your brain stops doing that work. A 2025 study found that when college students rely on AI for easy answers, they develop cognitive inertia. They systematically avoid deep processing, and their independent, divergent thinking weakens. By optimizing our tools to give us finished, polished products, we inadvertently remove the necessary cognitive struggle from the creative process. Maya Ackerman is a leading computer scientist and a semi-professional opera singer. But despite a PhD in machine learning and years of classical training, she found that she couldn't actually write a song. Her technical skills didn't translate into original songwriting. That changed in 2015 at an academic workshop. She met the creator of one of the very first creative AI systems, and she realized that machines didn't have to act as autonomous artists. They could be built specifically as creative partners. This led her to develop the concept of the humble creative machine. Instead of demonstrating its own independence by spitting out a finished product, a humble machine is designed to generate options. It offers raw ingredients, not the final meal. The AI acts like an expert in the background. It takes your initial spark and branches it into multiple suggestions, always routing choices back to you for refinement. Because the machine generates options, you never stop deciding. Your creative networks stay fully engaged. A tool built this way solves the problem of cognitive inertia. It overcomes blank page paralysis and lowers the barrier to entry, while leaving the ceiling of human excellence completely intact. There is an even broader risk to the oracle model. AI models are trained on humanity's existing data, which means they reflect our collective biases. When you ask a system like DALL-E 2 to generate an image of a CEO, 97% of time it produces a white man. The oracle enforces a statistical average onto everyone who uses it. This bias is reinforced by a lack of diversity in the rooms where these systems are built. Researchers like Joy Bulawini have demonstrated how blind spots, like facial recognition failing to detect dark-skinned faces, get coded directly into the technology when the talent pool remains narrow. When an AI forces a statistical average onto every output, the resulting work becomes a commodity, and the economy is reacting accordingly. Freelance writing jobs dropped 33%. The creators who thrive will be the ones who use technology as a lever for their own vision. The most valuable AI tools won't be the ones that sign their own names to a finished canvas. They will be the invisible assistants sitting in the background, ensuring that art remains a way for one human being to connect with another.